Now here we have continuities on an interval, basically between two numbers. Um, what is what is continuous and what is not continuous, right? And what we can do is we use parentheses to say it's like continuous on 4 to 5, but we don't. How do we know if it includes 4, if it includes 5, or if it doesn't include 4 and 5, right? So we use parentheses to exclude the endpoints, so it's not 4 and 5, and we use brackets to include it, so it includes 4 and 5. And that's just how we measure it on an interval. And another thing to remember is that even roots, so roots that have 2, 4, cannot contain a negative radicand, which is the thing in the middle. Oh, I did not mean to do that. And logarithms, so say log or ln, cannot contain a negative or zero argument, whatever is on the inside. And next, in a fraction, the denominator can never equal 0. So that's kind of the main things we're looking at. So first question, right, is we're looking at the interval of continuity of ln of 5x minus 4. And what we can do is we can make a inequality to figure out when is x, or when is the argument going to be greater than 0. So basically what we want is this argument, which is 5x minus 4, to be greater than 0, and we can solve this out. So then x has to always be greater than 4 over 5. That means our interval of continuity is going to be 4 over 5, comma, to infinity. And it's excluding, infinity is always going to be excluded, and it's not including 4 over 5 because of, it's a greater than. And next, for this one, remember, because it is an even function, that cannot be a negative number, and because this entire thing is in the denominator, it also can't be 0 because the denominator can't be 0. So this is going to be greater than 0. And next, what we can do is factor it out to x minus 4 and x plus 2 is greater than 0. So our critical numbers are going to be 4 and negative 2. And then we can find when it's going to be positive or when it's going to be negative. Now, from 0 or from negative infinity to negative 2, which is saying negative 3, it's going to be positive, and it's going to be negative, it's going to be positive. And we want it to where it's going to be positive, so that means our interval of continuity is negative infinity to negative 2, and 4 to infinity. So this positive spot and this positive spot. And that's how we find continuity on an interval.